Hello everyone, and welcome to our journey to hit Legend throughout January with the Quest Priest deck. If you want to continue along with our journey here, please subscribe below and hit the bell icon to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Let's get ready to snuggle!
Welcome to our first video for our Road to Legend for January 2022 with the Quest Priest deck. This is just my rewards for December 2021. I hit rank 1 with the 3 stars, but couldn't quite get to Legend last month. Let's see what we got. Okay. And... Okay, it's pretty good stuff. And there's more. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're going to hop in with the same Quest Priest deck that we would have used last season, in the last episodes. I was trying to look up more meta builds, maybe, to help counter, say, the Pirate Warriors, and honestly, I think the only card that I'm missing from my Quest Priest deck versus what might be considered a top-tier Quest Priest, which is still obviously low, our Priest is currently at the bottom, excuse me, of the meta list as far as HS replay goes. But I more enjoy playing off meta decks. They're just more fun. I like control-y style decks. So the only card I'm missing still is Soul Mirror. So probably throughout the journey, throughout January here, depending on those packs I open and things like that, if I can get enough dust, I'll potentially craft it after a little while. So technically, I do have a 2 and 3 drop here. However, I'm not going to want to play Amulet of Undying on 3, so it's not really a good 3 drop to keep. So we'll get rid of both of those. See what we can get. Okay, so we did get another Wand Maker, which likely this is lately the mages I've been seeing have been either Mozaki Mage or the sort of big spell combination with the hero power. So we'll see what this one is. If this is something that you guys are interested, please comment down below. If there's anything else you'd also be interested in seeing, also let me know. I'm going to try to make as much content that people would like to see. So we'll see what we can do for you. Okay, so, oh, I didn't even clue in. Yeah, okay, so it's a rogue, and it's a burgle rogue. So keeping myself with good tempo is the main thing here, I would say. So we'll just play this. That gives me a gift for when I'm hurt to try to draw some more cards. If he plays the 2/3/3s, because he stole a card, then I'll probably just Holy Nova and clear. I guess I won't be able to clear them both now if he does. No. Okay, so I can't actually clear that with Holy Nova. We're off to a bit of a rough start. I might still have to do the Holy Nova just to... let's see if we can get something good here. No, we did not. Could take the initiation to try to just kill it next, or yeah, and kill it and then have a rush minion of my own. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll go for. So, I mean, obviously we have enough heals in this deck. I mean, I'll probably just end up playing my Spirit Guardian to get a taunt for tempo reasons, plus it'll help me draw some spells. Might, if I gift, though I can't. I might coin this, depending on what else he plays, just to clear his board. Or, at least clear most of his board off. Okay, double agent. So, initiation into this and trade into one of those. Let's see. I mean, I could gift into Zyrella, which would actually be my 4-drop. So I think that is what we're going to do here. Gift into Zyrella. There we go. So, honestly, too, depending on what he plays, of course, I don't want to just have an empty turn, but I might play the Amulet of Dying, or, because I do technically have 2 6-drops, I might play this Light Shower Elemental. And, okay, Shadow Stepping, so he's going to leave the, well, yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. It's actually kind of annoying. I mean, I could. Yeah, that's alright. Oh, there goes the idea of playing the Light Shower. But I could actually steal the Lady oh, well, I mean, I can't do both. But I could destroy his weapon and play my 3-drop, which I think is actually pretty important. I'm not too concerned with, you know, what he's got on the board there, in all honesty. So let's just do that, and then we can play this. See what I get from the reward from the first stage. Oh, I don't really want to silence this board, but Hysteria could be good because they're a very board-centric deck. Question is, do I bother to Defias Leper and just maybe hit the Jailer? So if I hit this, he's just going to take the trade, I think, and then he'll get the Prime, which I'm not sure. I think this is what I'm going to do. Because honestly, again, if I can keep that alive in a good spot where I can use the initiation on it, I may do that just to give myself the Prime. Okay, he's doing that trade anyway. So that does still confirm that that was the better target for my Leper, just because if he was going to make that trade, it would have been a wasted 2 damage. So, and this sets this up better for like Hysteria, because it puts him down to 4 health. Oh, it's this game. Okay. I'll admit I was confused at first as to... Okay, so I'm actually okay with this, because if he buffs this up a lot, then I can just Hysteria this guy and have him go through the whole shabam, okay, and reconnect to the game. I've been finding this happening a lot, even when I watch other videos or streams, excuse me. Okay, so he didn't, which makes me question if I just play the Undying Disciple. Well, actually, you have Rush, so I could still initiate you into you, but mine wouldn't die because it should have 5 health, meaning I get my card back. Yeah, that might not be a bad play here. Give me my Light Shower Elemental back. Heal you. There we go. So now I can just play my Spirit Guide, say next turn if I have the, you know, ability to do so, without having it impact my without impacting my my turn if the room is there. And sorry about that. I also noticed whenever I think I had that that blink, if you will, my camera seemed to get frozen, so I just turned it off for now. I'll try to figure that out and get that working. Let's see. So that's kind of annoying, but we can palm reading to give me renew because it's going to be free. Ooh. Devour is actually pretty interesting. It's a shame I couldn't... I can, actually. We can Spirit Guide. And that'll give me... doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the Amulet here. And then I'm going to coin the Devour. There we go. Okay, so this sets me up pretty good. I still have a lot of health. My deck has more late game healing, I think. Unless this also happens to have combo stuff in it, then he'll have damage. So this should set me up for a good place to push. Like kind of, or not push, I guess, but stabilize, defend, play my light shower, heal. Technically, too, it's a good time. If he's already doing that at the start of his turn, that means he's digging for answers, which to me is a good sign. I can Mutanus on my next turn. Then I really just need to draw an 8. That's fine. I have Holy Nova to take out both of those. And actually, that sets me up for a light shower as well. All right, so he didn't really do a ton, which is good. So I think we stabilized enough. I mean, obviously, I don't want to get ahead of myself. He's got a lot of cards. And actually, because this still clears, and I don't necessarily need the heals just yet, I'm going to Condemn. So I can play the Mutanist, eat something in his hand. What do we get? Oh, nothing fantastic, but I mean, it still takes something. Gives me my 7-drop. Although, to be fair, the Light Shower Elemental would have been good to get just in order to add that to my Death Rattle pool, as I could see this being a game that goes late enough that I might need the Amulet as well as my hero card. Okay. I mean, again, if he wants to use 6 damage to a minion, to me, this would have been a reason, I guess, to keep the Condemn, because I could have used it to clear these 3 drops instead. Okay. Yeah, okay, 6 damage face, that's alright. I mean, because here I can Hysteria, or do I just play the Disciple? Thing is, if he can return the Disciple to my hand somehow, then that leaves him with a lot of damage. So I think I will do both. We're going to play... I don't even... If we want to kill 2 minions, I think the healer is probably just the better way to go. Probably should have traded first. Excuse me, just in case that changed my game plan. But so far, I still think this is what I would have done. So, I don't know... A lot of his deck is mostly run on tempo plays, so now that we're getting into heavily into more of a value game stance, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I'm glad he's going to play it out, though, and we'll see where this goes. It's 1. Okay. Emptying his hand for the evocation, that makes sense. Okay, alright, so he's killing it. I mean, that's something. That's going to heal me for 8. I can wipe out half his board, or more, 2/3 of his board with the Holy Nova, and then play Disciple if I want to. Even if I do that, I can also even gift to the Naru to heal first. Might do that, especially just to test his counter spell, likely, one of these two. Condemn is also a good counter spell. It's a better curve, so I think I will play this guy. There we go. Rigged fair game. I mean, honestly, at this point, getting him closer to fatigue isn't even that big of a deal, so I don't think. Again, I'm struggling to think of what he's going to be able to do to combat the value of my deck at this point, but I gotta try to still make sure to not just be overconfident and not react to his board. Like, that's going to draw him even more, which again, for me, I think I'm okay with it, but he did already use both Wicked Stabs, so I actually don't think he has a ton of output damage left. I mean, okay. And then, I mean, I can just condemn that if I want to. Because again, I'm thinking most of the minions I know of should be out of the... Like, I don't think he has that many minions left. But he's drawing even more. Only 1 still, which means he has no minions left, I believe. Okay. We'll find a spell if I get like a Devouring Plague. I mean, I'm looking for 8 drops here, so I'm actually gonna... Well, you know what? Let's just do this. Play it now. And... oh, I don't even have to... okay. This whole time, I guess I never... and you know, just to be safe, because of the spell damage, I think it is worth it. If it was just that minion, it probably, like, if it was just the stats, probably wouldn't have been worth it, but... okay. I mean, the biggest that's going to get is 6/6, right? Okay. Oh, he draws again, even without having cards in his deck. I'm okay with that. Okay, Smite. What are you going to do with Smite? Just trade into my Light Shower? Oh, that gives you... yep, okay. Okay. Yep. And that wipes out your own board. Oh, there's my 8 drop. So we'll just play this guy. I mean, they might have a Mutanus if they're going to try, but at the same time, at this point where they're taking fatigue, even if they get rid of my ability to get the shard, I don't see how they can come out of this one. Deep freeze. I mean, that's pretty good for kind of slowing me down. I mean, okay. All right. Kudos, sir. Or madam. Or, you know, kudos for trying, sticking with it. I mean, again, I hope I don't get surprised with some, you know, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So with that game being over, I will have a second game in this video, but I will be trying to get my video camera, I guess my camera to start working again. So we'll be back for the second game in a minute. Okay, so we're going to head into our second game with the Quest Priest video here. Or of the Quest Priest video here, sorry. And we had the victory against the Rogue in the first one. Honestly, they had me a bit worried. My opener wasn't great, and we ended up using value and made sure that we used some of our cards, even if they didn't fit our quest curve perfectly, which is something last season I actually found to be the biggest, I would say, truth or hurdle. A lot of people, myself included, when I first started playing the deck, it was very, you know, you have to just complete the steps in order to complete your quest. That's your goal. But over time, and using the deck and getting more used to it, you sort of, it's more of, obviously try to get your early curve, because that's just a better game plan anyway for your deck, but to just play to your value strengths. And you have enough spell generation, especially that if you, say, play your 7 drop before your quest needs it, things like that, that you can get more 7 drops later or whatever. Or, you know, worst case scenario, last game, for instance, we managed to complete the quest and get the reward, but then we didn't actually end up using it. So a lot of times this game just wins as a value control style deck that happens to then also potentially beat other control decks, because if they try to go super late game and they don't have a way to disrupt you anyway, like your game plan, then you have that I literally win kind of card. Technically they already have a 3. Wondering what's more valuable here. I think this, that's going to become a 3 instead of a 4 drop, which is part of the reason sometimes the palm reading can be a bit annoying. Raised Death, I don't really want these guys back, I don't think. They might have that 2/2 weapon, so Rust Rock could be okay. I think I'm still going to take the Holy Nova. And you know, yeah. we're going to do this to keep me for having tempo on board. So like this puts me in a spot where if he does the value trade, and especially if he plays something else, I can Holy Nova to clear the board. And if he doesn't and goes face or something, then I have the 3/4 to get another value trade and keep the 3/1. If I kept it as a 3/1, he has his other weapon. He has some cheap spells. He has Plunderer and his, or he, we'll see now if he does this. And I'm hopeful that's what he's going to do the 2 value trades. I can just Holy Nova them both away. Play my other Wand Maker. Wave of Apathy could also be good if he keeps up a high tempo board. So the fact we're on turn 5 and he had pretty good opener with the double agent and his Knoll already, and it effectively has done 0 damage to me, puts me in a pretty good spot. I do think since I need a 4-drop that I'll probably play the Spirit Guide. That way I can potentially get some of my spells from my deck to do it. I have another 5-drop Spirit Guide in here. Okay. Another double agent. So Sorceress could be good here just to try to discover something useful. Instead, however, I think I am going to go with the Spirit Guide value trade. I'm debating on the Wave of Apathy. Because technically, if he has especially the 2-attack weapon, he could just trade and then keep this guy alive, and I don't have anything to follow up after. Whereas if I Wave of Apathy here, either my Spirit Guide will stay alive, or he'll have to use almost all his resources to take it out. So I think I'm going to do this, and you know, we'll see if it's the right play later. If anybody also has any tips, or if they see any kind of coaching things they can help me with my gameplay, please leave it in a comment down below. I am trying to learn with everybody. Kind of one of the purposes of my channel here is, even though I know Hearthstone's been out for a while, I like to play, as I've mentioned, more off-meta decks, and with that does obviously tend to come less say videos and less things out there to kind of help guide in the right direction as far as how to use it properly and how to win with it. And so the more help that we can all get, and this is good, together, you know, if you're the type who likes to also play these more control-y off-meta style decks, then we can work and grow together in order to get these. I'm gonna grab Importer to learn, you know, what are the best practices? How can we actually make these work to the point of you know, having fun and not losing all the time? Because I love these decks, but of course they're not as good, and losing all the time can be very tilting, which makes you not want to play. As you guys have probably seen, when I loaded in there, I obviously do have some meta decks built, because when you get tilted, or near the end of last season, I was trying to push through to Legend. You know, I still have them to use them for those kind of times, but I much prefer Control Warrior, Control style decks in general, like the Priest and things like that. So technically here, I could play the Renew to try to find something, and then I could just play the Light Shower Elemental. I mean, I don't even have to play Renew. If I really want to play super value-oriented, I could just heal to make sure I get all the value from my hero power. But I do think palm reading can be good. But here, I think we're going to trade this and just play the Light Shower. I don't need the healing, so it's a bit weird, but it gives me my 6-drop anyway. Okay, so what I really need now is another, another Mass Hysteria, or Hysteria, probably. I don't know if he's going to replay that or not. And that way I can clear another big wide board like this. So I'll probably do Entrap Sorcerer first to get another spell before I do the palm reading. I guess the only downside to that would be my goal for palm reading is to say maybe get initiation. That way it goes down to being a 5-drop, so I can cast it. Of course, now he doesn't have the rush minion, so that's not as important. So yeah, we'll play this. Depending on what spell I get, I may just play the Undying. So there's an initiation. But honestly, because of the board he's got, I'm just going to play the Undying Disciple. And this does set me up to palm read initiation next turn, depending on what he's got for me to get with it. Scabs, so nothing. Which is actually, last game I had the Holy Nova to respond to the scabs, but I don't really have that here. So I could just replay the Undying Elemental, which does kind of counter the board. Another palm reading. I think I will. And I'm going to play this to discover more spells to get more value from this palm reading. Another palm reading. I'll take it. So, obviously the hope there is I'm relying on this to just be the board clear, which it looks like it's going to be, which I'm okay with. That reduces... He's going to have a lot here, so I may not be able to do a good 5-cost spell. I'll have to be careful, because if I do want to try to use this for the 5-cost spell, coin prep, secret passage, okay. Not really sure. That means he's going to draw the 4, then this will go off, so he'll draw the 5th card after, right? Yep. Tiny Fin. Oh, okay, yes. Uh-huh. This is okay, I think. I have enough palm readings that finding, like, one Hysteria or even a Shadow Word Death or anything like that really shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully, anyway. So, finding an answer to this shouldn't be a huge ask, I hope. Cool, keep playing them. Actually never, yeah, I was going to say, never seen how that works. Okay, so he's going to get all his cards back. Takes the fatigue from that. Okay, 2 go back, right? Yep. So he's only got 2 cards left in his deck. So if I can answer this board, and that is an if, because it'll all depend on my RNG here for my draw and my palm readings, then... So Holy Nova could be good. Let's go palm reading. I mean, let's take another initiation, I guess. Let's go for another palm reading. Focused Will. I mean, it's silence, so we'll take it. And then Condemn. Yeah, here we are. So Focused Will, Condemn, and we'll just do this. There. I mean, I still didn't get my 5-drop because I ended up reducing it. Now I guess I have my idol next turn. They got reduced to the point where it's a 5-drop, but he kind of went all in on that board. He's already used 1 Wicked Stab, which I believe is their only direct damage other than weapons that they usually play. So at most, he's got hopefully 6 damage. He probably has Mr. Smite, though, which is a good thing. I guess he didn't have that to play with his 2020. So I have to make sure I... you know, maybe get this Mutinous off. Oh, Fireball. There's the Smite. Okay. Okay. So, I don't know if Mr. Smite's the only guy he's got left in his hand here. But either... Okay, well, Gift is... I'm okay with that. Right off the bat, either way. So here's the thing. Do I Mutinous and possibly Holy Nova or Heal to get that? I think I don't have only taunts in my deck, so playing Idol is too risky. I feel like this is probably a super safe play, just because. But if he has any way to return it to my hand, then it might not be. So I think we're going to try to eat it. just to almost guarantee the the Masquerade. We're gonna get as much heal as, well, that's technically the same as healing, isn't it? We're just gonna trade and heal. So he's got, I think he actually might have lethal on me now. I should have played the Moarg because he's got his other Wicked Stab. Right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, live and learn. Hindsight 2020, I guess. I should have. I thought that was the last monster or minion in his deck, and I should have played it safe. Played a taunt that also healed, and I didn't. So there's game 2 for today. That was obviously not fantastic, but thank you guys for joining, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video as we make our way to Legend with this deck.